Evening, everybody. According to this thing, we are live. It says we're live. So, welcome everybody to the Zero Hour Podcast. It's nice out, so I decided I'd do it outside tonight. So, of course, I have my friends here, as always, Mr. Rural 2IC and Mr. Half-Ass Ready. And our special guest this week is Texas Raider. There we go. So let's go around and introduce everybody, and we'll start with Chris. Chris, tell everybody about yourself and where they can find you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris, Texas Raider. I live in Oklahoma, and I have been on YouTube since 2014, but I've been starting my channel and creating content. I'm a small channel trying to grow so I can get monetized, so I can get my t-shirts onto the YouTube. I do a lot of things. I'm a ham radio operator. I'm a retired police officer. I have 44 years. And if in the background and above me, I build model planes and ships and things of this nature, particularly World War II era. And other than that, I do a lot of prepping and survival. I highly recommend that you follow these other channels because they put out a lot of good content, and some daily without mentioning names. So other than that, that's pretty much what I do. And Chance, I have not read your book yet, but it's in my safe Amazon, so I can get the bunker book.
All right. Well, since we mentioned people who post stuff every day, Rural, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'd like to meet the guy that posts daily. That's a hard work right there. But I am Rural. I also have a channel here on the YouTubes, and we put out, at least for me, a lot of motivational and things to kind of get you geared towards wanting to help yourself and become self-sufficient.
Sounds good. And then finally, our vacation boy down here in the corner this way. This has got me all backwards.
I see that.
This way. There we go. There he is. Over there. Mark, go ahead.
I'm Mark, and I'm half-ass ready. So, look, y'all, I'm just a country ass trying to get by in the world, and maybe one of these days I'm going to be full-ass ready. So what you see on my channel is me trying to get to be full-ass ready and telling people I love them. So welcome.
Sounds good. And, of course, Ohio Valley Prepping. I do a little bit of everything, and hey, I'm with Mark. I'm just trying to get ready, and I watch other channels and learn things from you guys just as much as people learn things from me. So, and I think that's what it's all about. So, let's start off with our questions. Now, I actually have a question for the whole panel, if I can find it, that's not on the chat, so I can't post it because it was text to me.
Ooh.
So, you ready for this one?
This ought to be good.
In a deep, okay, wait a minute, that ain't it. Sorry. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, okay. How does everybody maintain composure and compassion in this time of craziness? Since we've seen all the things that's happened over the last week and that. I guess we'll start with Chris.
Well, first of all, I don't leave home without an American Express. And another word, AKA code word there. I'll let y'all figure that one out. And basically, where I live is a population of under 3,000, where everybody you drive past, they wave and all that. But you never know, and you always got to be prepared. So I always keep my bug out bag for the truck in the truck. Plus, I carry one, and then ADC.
Nice.
Very good. Mark, what do you think?
Well, composure, look, we're on YouTube a lot, man. It's very important that we maintain our composure. Yeah, it's frustrating when you see things like that happening. But you have to maintain an exterior calm, even though you're like a duck, right? What you see on the surface may be calm. You may be paddling like hell underneath, right? But you have to maintain that calm. But in my composure, look, yeah, I'm as mad as anybody. But I refuse to let anybody, my side, their side, any side, take me out of my rhythm. You know, I'm going to live my life. You can't steal my joy, as my grandma would say. You can't steal my joy. So there's where I fall on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's me.
Sounds good. Yeah. You're up, Earl.
So I'm going to come at this from a different angle. And we have so many events and so many things that happen on a daily basis that people are just, you know, completely upset and see life in a different lens for whatever reason. And last Wednesday on my live stream, we gave out prepping homework, which was do one random act of kindness for a stranger, just one. And sometimes that's all it takes to change somebody's mind, right? They're mad at everything and they've fed up and they're going to go do something. And one smile, one little tiny thing may prevent something. It's not a guarantee, but it's sure a good shot to try.
Amen.
Yep. I liked it. I'd say as far as maintaining composure and that, when things like that happen, I don't think, me personally, I don't get like all worked up. I just get like my spidey senses go off, right? I'm like super alert, you know, watching everything and just kind of, you know, yeah, it was a bad situation, but it just made me kind of think about what we all do here. You know, I mean, we put ourselves out there and people see us, and yeah, okay, some of us are small channels and we don't have a lot of viewers, but you know, like I was talking to Mark about earlier, somebody local could just say, hey, I know that guy and I don't like what he says, you know. So I think you just got to keep your eyes open, your head on a swivel at all times. And like Chris said, you know, don't leave your house without your self-defense tools.
Mm-hmm.
Would be my advice. So Chance wants to know what Chris thinks about church defense.
Well, I have a bunch of fellow brothers and sisters, i.e. law enforcement, that work extra jobs in churches. I think it's a good thing to have. Unfortunately, it's kind of like having police officers in schools. Back when we all went to school, maybe not with Rule, he's so, you know, we didn't have police officers in schools. When we went to school, we had our pickup trucks and we had our shotgun or a 30-30 hanging in the rack because afterwards we went out hunting. Nowadays you do it. Oh, Lord have mercy. And it's kind of like if somebody would have said, hey, in 20 years, you're going to have bad people coming into churches to do harm. You're going to have security. You're going to have police officers. So, yes, I'm all for it and all this. On the other hand, to talk real quick, teachers and staff in schools having self-defense items, the only problem I see with that is that when the cavalry coming in and all the local law enforcement are there and they know everybody, well, when the cavalry gets there, they're not going to know that, we'll say OVP is a staff member and he's got a self-protection item. They're not going to know if he's a bad guy or a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's kind of iffy. So answer anybody has that question.
Sounds good. Rural, what do you think?
Well, I learned a lot. This guy down here did a little mini series on this exact topic, and any of these where you have these kind of, and I'm not saying churches in particular, but you have these weapon-free zones, right? It posed a problem. It's that big Las Vegas glowing neon sign saying, here's a free, easy target. Biggest thing, harden your position and make it to where it's not, an easy target, right? Maybe that's before church starts, have people open carry out in the parking lot or something, right? Something that's just a visual deterrent of maybe I need to go somewhere else.
Yep, that's pretty good. And I've talked to my pastor and that about it because, honestly, I even told the wife today when we were at church, I said, I'm just a little uncomfortable here just because, I talked to them about, they do the live streaming, right? They live stream out so that the people that can't attend can still watch, which I talked to him. I said, man, that's a bad idea. And it was something that they said, well, we don't want to stop that. And I was like, okay, I understand. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to worry about. And like Jason said, I left Mark for last because he has done a little series on this with his son. And it's a real good series. So if you guys hadn't checked it out, go watch it. And then we'll let Mark finish up the conversation.
Well, this is not a new thing, okay? Christians have been persecuted for thousands of years, okay? And I remember when I was a boy, my grandfather, who fought in World War I, okay? My grandfather had a church gun, okay? Little Derringer fit right in his vest pocket, right? But not only him, there were many men in that church who had a church gun, right? Little gun. Because you never knew when things might go wrong. Now, we had a drug problem. When the door was open, my mama drug us to the church. Never in my life has anything ever happened to me bad in church, ever. But it seems a little more acute now than it ever has. But look, again, you don't have to check out my video. Check out security videos in general. I think everybody should have at least a security plan for their church. You don't have to have a security team. I think that's the way to go. But you do need a security plan. But again, security is like anything else, combat or anything else. Lots of people have different ideas on it. But your church better than anybody. Do a danger assessment and figure out what you need to do. Chance and I have been talking a lot on email. Chance is on this thing, man. Chance has really brought a lot to my attention, that problems that I don't have at my church, that he has at his church, that could be problems for my church one day, right? So he's got me thinking about things that I didn't see, things that might be coming. So again, do a security assessment. I'll leave it alone because we got questions popping up.
Yeah, I've talked a lot to Chance. When he was on the show, we talked for like an hour after you guys left about all that. So yeah, Chance is, he's really on that. Okay, so Ghost wants to know, how do individuals discriminate between lies, AI, basically AI stuff that's out there, and the truth? That's a good question. Rural, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take a peek at this one. The way that I do mine, you can look at little subtle sort of things, so you can see if mouth movements, aren't doing, or the way, skin and shadows and stuff. But sometimes AI is getting better and better and better. The big thing is if it is major, wait for confirmation, right? Do not do this whole clickbaity, I have to post first, I have to act first. But you can always use it as a training exercise, right? If there's an AI video of the president coming out and saying the zombie apocalypse is happening, or aliens, then we can go through and we can use it as a training thing, even though we're pretty sure it's not real.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Good. Mark, what do you think?
Well, again, look, I don't spend my life on social media, okay? And when I do, I'll take the Charlie Kirk approach, right? When it upsets me, I turn it off and go visit with my beautiful wife or call my handsome son, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't live and I don't let the clickbait get to me. That stuff don't get to me. I don't allow it to get to me. So, and again, man, at this point in your life, man, if your gut tells you that's bullshit, what you're looking at, it's probably bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's just, you know what bullshit smells like, so don't step in it. You just, again, it's all about self-control. It's just exactly what Rule said. Whoa. That's the problem with news. It's the problem with especially news that pops up on, because I watched it as soon as Charlie Kirk got shot. Boom, 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 boom. My damn phone was going off like crazy. I'm on vacation, drunker than Cooter Brown, thinking, what the hell? Look, they haven't even said how. There's absolutely zero information out there, and you've already got it figured out. So my gut said turn it off for 2 days and then come back. Right? That's, again, I don't think it's that difficult.
Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
Well, as they've said, it's clickbait. A lot of them are. So do your research. Don't just go off of one particular whatever. Aliens are coming. They're coming now. Research it. Dig into it. Check other places. Check other sources. That is what I would do.
Yep, I agree. Mark loves the aliens thing.
Y'all kiss my bullshit.
Right now, you can still kind of tell the difference between like an AI video and a real video. Now, sometimes it's tough, and it's getting tougher, and it's going to get to the point. It's going to get to the point where you're not going to know the difference, But right now, you can still kind of go, okay, that's fake, And so, but yeah, we're going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to tell the difference. But right now, we haven't quite got there yet. And then you're going to absolutely have to do your research, like Chris was saying, or you're never going to know what's real.
Well, the kicker is what they do, man, with this. They kick out a video. They take a picture and they put whatever they need in that picture, and then they send the picture out. And look, if YouTube or anybody finds out you're doing it on purpose, they're going to kick you off. So what they do is immediately, almost simultaneously put out an apology for it. So they got their ass covered. So that, and everybody just jumps right on it. The picture, what's got me talking about it, the picture of Charlie Kirk's assassin wearing a damn Trump t-shirt.
Yeah.
Right? And you could tell it was the picture that they had him coming up the stairs with a Trump shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
And but immediately following that, this same channel said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I picked that up from somebody else. It was an AI generated. Sorry, that ain't true." But guess what's running on the YouTube streets?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So again.
Yep, I agree.
So do aliens really taste like bacon?
I hope they do. And I hope they die from lead poisoning too, Chris. Because I told my wife I need a bigger gun. I'm getting a bigger alien gun. I already got my zombie gun. Now I got to get me an alien gun.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick wants to know, what do you guys think the best approach for the public to deal with this Charlie Kirk situation is? Well, I'd say, how to deal with it. You mean, I guess, is that from an emotional standpoint or I don't really understand the whole question, but just do your research, because I'm not sold that kid actually did it. He might have. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying I'm not 100% sold on that yet. But so I'm just kind of in a wait and see pattern. And if he doesn't make it to trial, that's going to make it even more suspicious. It's going to be JFK 2.0, in my opinion. But we'll just have to see. So I don't know. Just stay calm, and running around on the internet talking about, cheering for it, or there's been a lot of people that got fired because there's been people that have seen them cheer for it and reported them. And I honestly, I just stay away from it. I mean, as far as, I might watch things, but I'm not going to comment and get involved. So I would say that's the best approach, is to just sit back and watch, see what happens. But what do you think, Earl?
Well, I mean, this is another one of those reasons of like 847 million of why you should prepare, right? The entire Earth is an ugly place. Whether we're talking about the Charlie Kirk situation, the recent school and church shootings, the guy that beheaded somebody in a hotel over nonsense, there is craziness, there is evil, there is all sorts of stuff. And it's just another reason to prepare, right? Whether that is preparing for self-defense, whether that is preparing to go out, travel in groups and be smart where we're going, or whether that's prepared of somebody might get me, and what am I doing to prepare my family, right? So there's many aspects to this, and it's just another reason that I chalk down of I need to work harder.
Sounds about right. Mark, what do you think?
Well, look, God thought so much of one man that he sucked him out of this world in a whirlwind. Okay. The rest of us are going to die. Okay. So let me tell you the best approach. You be prepared to die right now. Okay. Whatever that means for you. I know what it means for me. And I know I'm ready. But I'm not going to let anyone, and we talked about this when we were talking about just censorship in general. Look, they may take me off of the YouTube. They may take my ability to have this bully pulpit. But I'm going to continue to say what I say without fear. And I'm going to say this about Charlie Kirk. I want to say this about Charlie Kirk. And this is coming. Look, the Marine Corps motto is honor, courage, and commitment. Charlie Kirk exemplified those things, okay? Whether you agree with him or whether you don't agree with him, Charlie Kirk exemplified those three things. He went out every day honorably arguing what he felt was his truth. He had the commitment to take it to the people he wanted to hear it. And he had the courage to know that he might be taken out by an assassin's bullet. And it didn't stop him. We all should live our lives with honor, courage, and commitment. And it's hard. It's very hard to do. Very hard. And I just, coming from the Marine side of things, I admire the man. Whether I agree with him or whether I don't agree with him, there are things he said that I didn't agree with. I'll say that. Didn't make me mad enough to shoot him, but there were things he said I didn't agree with. But the one thing I will say is he exemplified honor, courage, commitment. And I tip my hat and Godspeed to you, Charlie Kirk.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Sounds good. Chris, what do you think?
Well, no matter where you are in this world, there are going to be criminals, there are going to be bad people of all walks of life. It doesn't go particularly for one race or one sex. And you've got to understand that if it's your time, it's your time. You can be prepared. You can be carrying your self-protection. You can have all of the boxes checked. But if it's your time, it's your time. Yeah, we're going to do our dangest to prevent it, especially if I see somebody else that is going to do harm to another one. I mean, it can happen on a subway, as we've recently seen. It can happen at a university while doing a Charlie Kirk. I tip my hat off to you, sir, as well. In the Coast Guard, which I served, we had our logo, like the Marines, was Semper Fi. Ours was Semper Fidelis, or Semper Paratus for us, which means always ready. So I always try to be ready. I plan for the worst. And if anything else happens, I'm usually covered. But there's going to be that time when God's going to call and my name is going to be there. and there ain't going to be nothing I can do about it. So we have to, you have to be spiritually ready for that. And at the same time, believe in whatever religion you follow.
Yeah.
Yep, I did a video on that a week or so ago.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you got to be ready for the inevitable. We're not gonna be here forever, and that's just how it is. So that's something you got to prepare for. I know it's not something everybody wants to think about, but it's not high up on your list of things you're going, ooh, I need to get ready for this. But it needs to be something you need to do anyway. Just to keep.
One other point, Chip.
Yeah, go ahead.
One other point that our side kicking out all these videos about Civil War, and that's not helping us. Look, Civil War may come. I'm not what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying we're fanning the flames.
Yep.
That at this minute really don't need to be fanned. Now,
yeah.
Look, just like back in the schoolyard, if you punch me in the nose, well, stand by, because I'm going to punch you a lot more places than your nose. So we, as our side, especially our community, because we're preppers, we need to be prepared to respond to the violence. But I don't think we need to be fanning our side. I think our side's pissed off enough right now.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I leave it alone. I just that thought crept into my mind. I felt like I needed to say that.
And I agree what Ghost just said. I've seen a lot of stuff on other platforms and that about, we need a civil war and that. These people don't know what they're asking for. Okay. And it's the same people that watched the video, right? The video and was like, oh, I was sick to my stomach. I couldn't handle it. Well, you think that's bad? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
You want to start a civil war with, there's going to be bodies piled up in the street.
Well, I love what OP just said.
Yeah, you think what you saw on that video was bad and you couldn't handle it, you ain't going to make it 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've seen piles of people that have, like the casino industry was just about as bad as being in Afghanistan at times. So, we had people come in and do mass shootings and things like that. And back then, that term, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, was meant for the news, not anything else, because the news never got out of that town. Like, they didn't want to damage the tourist industry.
No, you can't.
Yeah, things that happened there just stayed there, and that was it. So yeah, these people don't know what they're asking for.
Nope.
Well, look, the last Civil War we had, everybody had two different color shirts on, and they lined up and shot at each other. This time it won't be that way.
No.
It'll be taking place in each little county and town seat all across the country.
Yep.
And the cities will be war zones. It'll be ugly, but I love what OP said. If you want a civil war, it's because you've never been in a damn war.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's spot on.
They don't know what they're asking for.
Yeah.
They're just fired up. Most of that's clickbait. They're just fired up.
Yeah.
They're trying to get views.
No, and you're right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's like saying that until you've been shot at,
Right.
you don't know what it's like.
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Going to a gun range and shooting a paper target that doesn't move is one thing.
Yeah.
But being out and going somewhere where you've never been before, i.e., domestic disturbances or riots, until
That's
you've
right,
been
man.
shot at, you don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. It's not fun.
I love it when you go to the gun range, you get through shooting, you can just lay your gun down on the table, right? Yeah, do that shit out in the field. You're going to need that son of a bitch again here just real quick, okay?
Yeah.
You don't ever get to set it down. You're eating. We weren't trying to hold it while you're eating. Yeah,
This is my rifle. This is my friend.
there
Mhm.
you go.
Dan H had one way up there.
Oh, I missed it.
I did too.
I got to talking and stopped
Well, Dan
watching
H.
that for a minute.
Be a man you need to discuss with before you decide to go to war.
Very true. Very true on all that.
Yeah. I don't see his question. Put it in again, Dan.
It's up there. It's about 8:17. I can read it to you.
Do it.
Yeah,
Read
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
So
That sounds good.
with all of these that are lining up for AI girlfriends, wives, boyfriends, husbands, whatever, how soon until we have the first AI human breakup / taking yourself out?
You know what? We've already had that. Didn't one of them talk some young kid into?
Yeah, but he had a real girlfriend. It wasn't an AI girlfriend. It was a real
Okay.
girlfriend. She talked him into offing
deleting
himself.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. She went to jail for it too, if I remember correctly.
Have y'all seen the latest in AI robots? You can get for so many big time money, you can spec her out, and you can get a loved one, or or a house cleaning one. Yeah, I saw that and I went, holy Moses.
Yep.
Yeah, and the population's dropping off bad enough as it is, and now we're going to start doing this. That's a good idea. We'll be extinct in 100 years.
I think
that.
much less than that. I
Yes,
mean, for me, you look at all the different things that they have, whether it's a Roomba or whatever else, and all the problems they have. Can you imagine that you take this thing out on a date, it comes home, puts itself on the charger, and goes into sentry mode?
Yeah.
Yeah. And on.
So Nick wants to know, since we're on the topic of what we were on, how do you think a modern day Civil War would go? What do you think, Chris?
It's not going to be pretty.
No.
That's about the best short version I can give you.
Yeah, sounds good. Mark, what do you think?
Well, again, it's like I said, man, it's going to be really weird because, well, look. All right, how many of y'all in your family? I know this is a personal thing for me. I have a member of my family, because she found out I voted for not Hillary Clinton, that I'm dead to her, right? So you could actually be fighting someone in your house, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be very, very, very localized. You're going to have streets lining up against streets because everybody knows when you hung the Trump flag or you put the Biden sign in your yard where you stand, right? So, and how many different signs did you see on your way to work this morning, right? Just on your street. How many on each side? Oh, good. Well, bring him on in.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know exactly how it's going to work. But I know they won't be wearing, because everybody's going to be wearing the American flag, because they all think they're doing the best they can for America, right?
Yep.
So can we talk them into wearing blue bandanas and we wear red bandanas? Because that's the only way that there's going to make any sense of what's going on in your neighborhood.
Right.
And you're going to have to shoot people who you like. It ain't going to be like 300 yards away, a guy in a gray uniform and you're wearing a blue uniform. It's not going to be like that.
Yep.
You're going to shoot a guy wearing a Star Wars t-shirt while you're wearing your 0 Hour t-shirt. I'm telling you, it's going to be very confusing. It's going to be, you're not going to know who your allies are. Well, you might know some of your allies, but you're not going to know when you walk down the street all of your allies, and you're not going to know all your enemies. And that's a terrifying situation, especially if you're by yourself. You know, if you're just by yourself, that's a terrifying situation to me.
Yeah, that it definitely is. And
early on,
guest. Come here, come say hi to everybody.
Special guest.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Hey, little Roll. Man, you gotten bigger.
Yeah, he gets bigger every time Rural picks him up and puts him up there.
I made this video probably almost 2 years ago. I think for me, if you had a civil war, I think in the cities with that power vacuum, you would probably it'd go back to gangs. Gangs would probably do their turf war and try and take over. I think more suburban It's just going to be more of a war zone. And I think your rural stuff, was actually going to be over much quicker because you're going to settle those differences pretty daggone quick. And there's so much territory. You don't have the population density that you do. And a lot of people, I think it'll slowly seep out. You know, the people that's trying to exfil, they're just going to try and get as far away as possible. But you're still going to have that farmer going, get away from my cow.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point because, you know, gangs, they don't give a damn who voted for who.
Right.
Right. They're just going to get together because there's a power vacuum and they have an opportunity to seize stuff and they're going to take it. Yeah. That's an excellent point.
Yeah. And somebody had mentioned about the police showing up and somebody else said, hey, they're going to be home protecting their family. Yeah, that's true. You're not going to have any services anymore either if something like that happens because the people that are in the first responders and all that are going to be either involved or protecting their family. They're not going to be out coming to help because, you know, your neighbor shot your wife or whatever. They're not coming. So that's a good
point.
point.
Add one more thing. Mentally, folks, those that have not been in the military and not have been fired upon or in a war, you're not going to be mentally prepared for it, no matter what.
Right. Yep.
And it's like you're going to have to make a decision, and that decision relies on you and training and all this, but it's still going to be a difficult decision.
Well, you have to go out in the backyard and bury somebody you love. The fight is going to get out of you pretty quick. At that point, you're going to be looking for a peaceful solution.
Yeah, and like we were talking about earlier with the whole people watching the video, you know, yeah, if you can't handle that video, you're not going to last very long if something like that comes up. Just not. You're going to freeze up, and that's going to be the end of you.
Oh, and that brings up a really good point. Not everybody is cut out for that, right? Not every single person is a soldier, and so you need to go surround yourself with people that will protect you. But I'm telling you, you better daggone sure be bringing something to the table because they're going to protect what they need. And if you don't have something they need, why should they protect you?
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point.
That's right, Nomad.
Yeah. Yeah, being shot at's no fun.
Yeah.
People have been playing too many video games or too much airsoft or, you know, yeah, that stings a little bit, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Did I miss any questions? Because I've been talking too much and not watching the chat.
No,
not really, man. They latched onto this subject and they're really talking about it.
That seems to be every Sunday, though. We seem to go down a few questions and then latch on somewhere.
Yeah, they've latched onto this one, and I dig it. It's an emotional thing. I understand it, and you know, when you get gray in your beard, it just you just want to reason, right? You want to reason it out. Well, come on, Lone Ranger, bring them.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, it's cool. You're getting pancakes here in a minute.
What the heck?
I know.
If it wasn't like an hour and a half drive, I'd come down and get some pancakes. But
well, it's a 7-hour drive for me.
Yeah,
I have
you got
pancakes
to
here,
go.
so.
It's a 15-hour drive to Rule's place.
Yeah.
Whale.
I have to admit what Nick Easy said about modern day Civil War. There'll be drones.
Yeah, I seen that comment.
You know, that's something to think about as well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, those are readily available and being used all over the world for good and bad. So it only takes a few people to change a few things up on their drones. And yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, the battlefield's gotten so much more technical. And, of course, me and OVP talk about our technical retardation all the time.
We do.
the battlefield is and look, because it's in your neighborhood, don't mean the battlefield's not going to be more technical. But this is part of your preparation. If you're prepping for that, if that's what you said, oh shit, I'm worried more about Civil War than I'm anything. Then that is definitely something you need to be prepping for, either some kind of anti-drone technology or a really, really good turkey gun.
Mm-hmm.
Gobble.
Yeah. And I mean, what Half Ready said, when you take and something like this, God forbid, happens, and you take somebody you love and care about deeply, and you're digging that 6-foot hole in the backyard, I think you're going to have two things happen. Either that's going to awaken the warrior and you're going to get ready to fight, even though you're not a fighter, or two, you're going to give up.
Yeah. No, I'm just telling you, you either become a berserker, full on, I'm heading to Valhalla, or you find a way to reason this thing out, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we all just get along?
Right. Yep. It would definitely be something that most people aren't going to be ready for.
Mm-mm.
By most, I'm talking well over 99%. There's not a whole lot that are going to be, there's some people that have dealt with things like that and will be able to handle it, but there's not many.
Well, a good example is look at all the riots that have occurred.
Yeah.
I mean, people weren't expecting like LA riots and New York or whatever the cities that have occurred. And businesses were getting robbed and things taken. People were getting killed. Cars were burning and everything else. The fire, police, and ambulance crews were all 90-0 and couldn't keep up. So a good example of that would be, like I say, in the Civil War. Imagine that, but 100 trillion times worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like Half-Ass said, there's going to be people that that you're going to have to take out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not going to give you that option. And while there's people out there that they want to prep for the zombie apocalypse or the abominable snowman, you live within, a major city somewhere. It's there. And if you have one of these large protests, say it's 10,000 people, what happens? Just saying, they start heading towards your house, towards somewhere else, right? You have enough that you can defend from 10,000 people?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yep. I'm surprised you said zombie apocalypse and that. I'm surprised you didn't say alien invasion.
No, no alien invasion. There'd be no alien invasion, man. There are no aliens, y'all.
Well, OVP is the resource on aliens for sure, because I've seen them on his porch.
I don't think any of them, Chris, are experts on it. They just like jerking my chain. That's what they like doing.
Yeah. And that wasn't my porch. That's a guy down the street's got an alien sitting there. He's had it there forever, as far as I know. But
you mean when I satellite in and that wasn't your place?
No, it wasn't. No.
It might be JS Genesis, though. He really likes jerking my chain.
Uh-huh.
And Kane, and don't forget Kane Corso.
Y'all, but look, Kane's got 2 or 3 buttons he knows how to push on me. But Kane's awesome. Well, so's JS Genesis, too. He's awesome, too. But
yeah.
JS,
good to see you.
Yeah, you never know, right? I mean, you want to take and you want to prep for the most probable things that's going to happen. And whether that's retirement or whether that's a flood or anything along those lines, what you want to cover your bases first. But, I mean, what happens if you have some sort of pandemic of some sort of zoonotical whatever jumps to the human species, or you have some whatever asteroid comes in, that's
I'm glad you posted that.
So,
well, a good example here in my little small town, rural USA.
Whoops. This one.
Back in April, we had no water. But luckily, yours truly had 5-gallon, jugs and had 8 cases of bottled water and everything else. So, I'd love to have had more, but you never know. So you got to prepare for things that could happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love what Shawnee said, though. And if anybody's prepared to change what she's growing, she could do it probably like that. I loved her comment. But yeah, I'm sure Shawnee Grows is prepared to
Mhm.
take on that little task.
Oh,
Mhm.
she's
There it is.
she's
I found it.
A1 gardener right there.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
definitely.
she's awesome, dude. Her
Yep.
channel is so wonderful.
It is. Yeah, I've been on there a few times. We played
Oh,
a game
yeah.
one night, and I wasn't very good at it. But it was fun. So
Yeah. But man, here when Helene came through, my house, yeah, there was a lot of people who weren't prepared, even though they had several days to get prepared. But
Wait a minute, wasn't a party?
well, we had some parties
Everybody-
after it was. Man, people were like emptying out their freezer and having block parties and cooking all their stuff. It was great.
I mean, hurricane parties. I mean, come on. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not going to be bad. It's never happened.
Holy moly, it was bad. It was real bad.
well, Nick wants to know what our favorite thing to prep is. Coffee.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Definitely a big one.
Yeah. Yep. I got enough freeze-dried coffee to last me for I don't know, a long, long time. We'll just go that. How's that?
Yeah, and I got like 6 different ways to heat water to prepare it too. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm all about the coffee.
I've said before, I'm not going through the apocalypse without my coffee. So,
But
Well, I know you can't see it, but right over there is ham radio. So my favorite thing to prep is communications and first aid because
Right.
I've been a medic. So
If
those
I
are
don't
my
have-
2 things.
if I don't have coffee, there's a lot of people that's going to need first aid. So,
Mhm.
Earl,
Mhm.
what do you think?
Mine is the prepping to have some fun. You're going to have downtime, right? It's not going to be 24/7 warhead on forehead, sort of whatever's going to happen. I don't care. There's going to be downtime. And you got to think about it. If we're going to go through a flood or power outage or you get snowed in or whatever, guess what you got? A whole bunch of downtime. Now's the time to prep for that. Get your video games and get it something that's a backup power grid. Get some sort of board games, pull out the crayons, pull out something,
Yep.
and play charades, right? Do something fun.
But I thought the
That's a good-
crayons
that's
were
a-
for
That's
candles.
a good point.
No, we eat those.
Ghost, I may allegedly have some freeze-dried Skittles, which I shouldn't tell you that because I know you're not that far away.
Little Rural, beat you to them, Rural.
I
Mark,
still
what
have
do
my
you think?
watermelon.
I can't wait to try that.
I want the watermelon. That's what I want to
Yeah.
try.
I can't wait to try that.
I got to figure out where you got them from so I can get some.
Granny's corn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There they are.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
All right.
So,
Brady's
Mark,
corn.
what's your favorite thing to prep?
Well, I'm with Rural. Look, when we started prepping, it was all about the beans, the rice, the freeze dried food, blah blah blah. But Rural's 100% spot on. We call them morale foods,
Mhm.
and that's not just food. I mean, again, so you buy a jigsaw puzzle,
Mhm.
and look, you can pick these things up at the Goodwill or at the local thrift store for nothing, man, like a quarter. So, yeah, that's kind of my favorite thing to do is, I want to make sure I got some M&Ms because, dude, nothing makes me smile like a little bit of chocolate, right?
Mhm.
JD Prepping wants to know what is your EDC and do you carry extra freedom seeds with you? Probably on a daily basis, I'm assuming.
Mhm. Yep.
So, who wants to take that one first?
Okay, I'll jump.
Do it.
Nobody wants to talk about that on here.
No, I talk too damn much, Chris, so I'll let you have it.
To answer your question, yes. I carry my American Express everywhere I go. And yes, in my EDC is backup in case I need it, and also extra seeds and in case I want to plant them and need to. As far as the excess amount, it just depends on how much you want to have how heavy your bag is you want to carry. Because obviously the more freedom seeds you carry, the heavier it gets. So I definitely recommend it and another thing is that, yes, I actually carry zip ties and handcuffs that
Nice.
I use, because if I'm going to have to detain somebody, I want something to where I know that they're going to have to take a little bit of time before they can escape or break free or to do other harm to anybody else.
Nice. If
That's
you
a
feel
great-
comfortable, you can say what it is.
You don't have to though, because I know how YouTube is, and they get. I'm not going to mention it, but the answer is yes. And as far as the handcuffs go, now I do know there are some preppers, and I've thought about finding some of these that do carry handcuff keys with them. So I saw another prepper, and I don't remember his name. There's a new channel I run into a month or so ago, and he doesn't do a lot of content, but he was like, he had some in a little pouch in the back of his belt that he kept a handcuff key and in his bag, and I thought that's a great idea. But
well, they've shown where you can take a Coca-Cola can or whatever and shim the handcuffs.
Yeah, but I'm not MacGyver, so the key works better. But so anyway, Rural. What do you think?
Yes, you should always carry extra. If you are comfortable carrying a firearm, you should carry it everywhere where you can legally carry it, and I'm going to leave it at legal. Mine for a long time was my Taurus. I spoke about it a lot, but I recently just got something new. It is now my new EDC, and if you want to know, shameless plug, I do a review next Saturday, or actually this Saturday coming up, of what it is.
All right.
That's not a shameless plug, and I've seen it. You're going to want one.
Oh, this is a different one.
Oh, you got a different one.
Different one.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the one you showed us, and then you showed Vision, and I thought Vision was on the way to your house to get it that one day. But Mark, what do you think?
Well, I not really, honestly, I've never thought about it. I probably ought to do a video on my daily carry EDC. But I promise you, when I leave the house, I have a good knife, cash money, my flashlight, my Freedom Seed dispenser, an extra Freedom Seed. And y'all are old enough to remember when in the military, they used to issue us these plastic sleeves that we slid over our cigarette pack to keep them dry. You know what I'm talking about? Those things make an excellent boo-boo kit. Now, it's hard to put a tourniquet in one because that's about all you can get in there. But I keep a full-on trauma kit. Well, I actually keep two in my vehicle. But the one I keep in my pocket has moleskin, Band-Aids, gauze, antiseptic, some cleansing pads. But those are the things I pack. They go in my pocket. And when I leave the house, and of course, you can put lots of really cool shit on your keychain.
Yeah.
Handcuff key being one of those.
P38.
Yeah, P38 on my keychain. But yeah, these are things that, and once you get in the habit of doing the EDC, really need to do a video on it, man. I really thought about that. Because I just, in my mind, I thought everybody put a damn pocket knife in their pocket when they left the house, right?
Sure.
No, I have people at work all the time. They go, "Hey, Mark, you got your pocket knife?" Well, I got my pants on, don't I? I mean, and that was my granddaddy's and my daddy's saying, "Well, I got my pants on."
Yeah, I got more.
You know where that came from.
I have a fixed blade in my get home bag, but look, a fixed blade is more than just. And you need a good fixed blade, right? Yeah. You need a good folding knife.
Yeah. Because
everybody likes to carry these ferro rods. You need some good high carbon steel to make that thing spark right.
Yeah.
So look, that straight knife needs to be of quality.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend $300, but don't spend $19. Okay. you need to spend 50 or 60 or 80. Or
Yeah, I agree with that. That's one of the things you shouldn't. I mean, we talk about, prepping on a budget a lot, but that's one of the things you really shouldn't skimp too much on.
What the hell?
I know what he's typing out. He's trying to tell us we're about out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's right. We are getting out of time.
Yeah. You know what? And I don't pay attention. I could do this for a couple hours, but we're all turning into a pumpkin. And so,
Yep.
He's going to miss his pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. So yeah, it is. We are about to that time.
Well, I pour enough coffee to get me through 1 hour. Okay. I'm just,
I'm about, yeah, me too.
If we go farther than an hour, I have to get up and y'all have to look at my banner while I go get another cup of coffee. Okay.
As long as you're wearing pants.
So,
yes, I had to check.
So let's do some final thoughts, and I'll save Chris for last. My final thoughts are just, hey, keep prepping. I mean, the world's not getting any saner, that's for sure. I mean, you've seen the things that went on the last week, and am I missing? Oh, geez. You've seen the things that's went on over the last week or so, and it's not getting any better. I mean, things are just getting crazier, and it doesn't matter if you live in a big town or a small town or wherever you're at. You better keep your head on a swivel. You better stay alert. If you're somewhere, and I understand that girl on the bus thought she was safe, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel bad for her. It was a terrible thing. But if you're out in public and you got your head buried in the phone, well, you're an idiot. You need to be on your toes at all times these days. The time for burying your head in your phone is when you're at home or someplace where in your car sitting where you're safe. So just stay alert, guys. Earl, what do you got for us?
I'm going to say that if you have like an important day coming up, right? Maybe we're taking a trip or we're going to a wedding, we're going whatever, you start getting your stuff, right? You go get your tickets. If you're going to fly, you fill up the gas, you get your bags packed. You don't wake up 5 minutes before you need to leave and do all this. Coming down to the best way to prepare for tomorrow is today. Start today. Do something today. The more you do today, the better you are prepared for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well said. Mark, what do you got for us?
Look, tell the ones you love that you love them. All right. And stand tall. Honor, courage, commitment. Stand tall. If you don't know God, maybe you need to get to know God. But stand tall. You believe what you believe, and in your heart of hearts, you know it's true. You stand up. You stand up. The world cannot take you down. Even if the world takes you down, there's a kingdom and a mansion waiting on me. So you just stand tall, but tell the ones you love that you love them.
Yep. That's very good information. So Chris, we'll let you round it out.
I don't know what could be said but I will say, remember, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you do every day, do something for yourself. Take care of yourself. Be ready. And don't forget to do something nice for somebody, because as Rule said earlier, you just might save somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I agree. And we got to be, the beacon of light in the darkness. And I think everybody should focus on that in the time that we're going through right now, and
the time to come.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like it's going to get much better. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Check out Chris's channel. He's got some good stuff going on. And thanks, everybody, for coming. We will see you all next week on Mark's channel, right? And thanks for coming, guys. It's been a great show. You guys hang out, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.